Since we last spoke, the COVID-19 pandemic has been declared, and the Australian, the New Zealand, and the Japanese economies have been in lockdown. Uh, could you tell me, please, what impact the virus and the response to
Mm-hmm.
it has had on Global Sky Groups and Global Sky Education's day-to-day operations in Japan and Australia and New Zealand?
Oh, okay, certainly. As you know, the pandemic has had a global impact, and some of our operations stopped due to the order of the government. But our first priority is on the health and well-being of communities. So we follow the government instructions and guidelines through our operations in Australia, New Zealand, Japan, and the United States. In Tokyo, as the metropolitan government will extend the state of emergency, so the restriction of the outgoing towards the end of May. Then there are massive negative impact on businesses and schools, which are in shutdown to prevent the spread of coronavirus. Our staff, including myself, are working from home as much as possible. We are doing some creativity work in education and training sectors. So yeah, sometimes we face some difficulties to create something through online conversation. Or point-to-point conversation, yeah, should be okay, but it's not productive for group work or some creative work. Yeah, so we see some difficulties in making the unique program online. Then we expect the cease of pandemic as soon as possible, but we have some official view by our higher level. The pandemic will last towards the end of this year. So we have to survive in this tough situation because our corporate training postponed, and then we have to shift the live lessons to online, but it takes time. Good thing for our childcare business, we are still keeping operations in Australia and New Zealand because this childcare business is so-called essential service for the benefit of the community. In United States, regretfully, we have to shut down our business in hospitality sector. So we operate two restaurants and one hotel. It's next to impossible to keep operations. So we stop these operations entirely.
That's a great shame, isn't it?
Yeah. But it's beneficial for employees. Once we lay off them, they can get the workers' compensation. How can I say it?
Welfare, is it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, welfare.
Well,
Yes.
so you've made some adjustments to how you're doing things in the short term then already, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah. So in education business, we can change our business model from live lessons to online ones.
Now you were working on the online education program. So how long do you think it will take you to change your ways so that you have more emphasis on the online programs?
Yeah, good question. Yeah, so we think we can develop our online programs within next couple of weeks. We set up the recording facilities and also a platform to upload our programs. Yeah, so our education management team is working hard to upload the online program.
Okay. That's very positive. And
Yes.
do you think that, I mean, this could make a fundamental change to the way you do things in the future, possibly?
Yeah,
When
certainly. Yeah. So originally people go to school, then they have teachers and students. Then the first phase was one-way communication from teacher to students. Then for the last 2 decades, the method of education has been changing from bilateral communication. So teacher and students or among students, they have some bilateral communicate each other to learn something. And we are at the third phase of education. So learn by creation. So people learn something by creating or working together physically. Then this is the new wave. So I say this is a fourth phase of education. So people learn online. So traditional online e-learning has been on the web-based or some video-based learning. It was new style of the first generation, so teacher to students. But we think we can have a jumping technology to shift the first phase education to the new phase of one by using virtual reality or high-speed internet. I believe we can do some learn by creation online.
Okay, all right. So this is sort of accelerated in a way a direction you were going in, possibly.
Yes, absolutely, yes. So last year we launched an online program with Eton in UK. They provide the Eton X program. So students can learn about 11 future skills online. So they have both one-way communication and virtual classroom. We would like to have the newest method on their Eton X program. Hopefully, we can do the learn by creation online in the virtual classroom.
Are you bringing any of your programs forward as a result of this, or different new programs, or what's the sort of time frame now?
Currently, we are remodeling our typical first and second generation education system, so one way or group work online. And then after that, we start working on the third and the newest fourth generation education program in July or August. But it depends on the workload of our education management team. So we have about 15 people in education management team. Yeah, but it depends on their workload.
More generally, what impact do you think this crisis and the response to it will have on the education sector in Japan, Ko?
Yeah, good question. As I said, so traditionally, Japanese education has been reluctant to do education online. This crisis is forcing changes and have an impact on how we deliver education programs online. I think the best delivery method will be virtual reality platform or some virtual classrooms, which depends on the technological improvement in devices and also high-speed internet.
You have high tech stuff and high speed internet in Japan though already, don't you?
Yeah, yes, absolutely, yes.
So are there more improvements that they need to make there in that way though as well,
Yeah.
is the
So, for
technology ready?
example, when we use virtual reality, so we have to wear the big goggle. So it looks, how can I say? It looks a little bit ugly,
Okay.
and then it may cause some sniff neck.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it's essential for us to deliver the virtual reality classroom by using light goggle, so not heavy one.
Okay, all right. Oh, well, that's one thing that needs to improve.
Yeah.
And also more generally, Co. I mean, how are people and businesses coping over there in Tokyo and Japan with the
Mhm.
COVID crisis?
Yeah, so I think there are two major impacts on Japanese people in industries. Japanese people are not familiar with working from home, so they commute every morning from their home to their office on crowded trains or buses. Yeah, after this crisis, they will change their work and lifestyles. And then the second impact will be change of structure of industries. So Japan's economy heavily rely on service sectors. Many restaurants and also transportation and also hospitality. So how can I say? Most of hospitality sectors are facing financial difficulties to survive this situation. I think Japan's economy will go back to agriculture and mariculture and also manufacturing businesses.
That's interesting, Co. That's very interesting.
Yeah, so we think there are a big movement to change the industrial structure. So we may go back to the 19th century, of course,
Gee.
with the high techno solutions. For example, Japan's self-sufficient ratio is at around 40%. So we import ingredients from all over the world. But this crisis shows the shortage of many ingredients and also resources such as masks. Japanese are used to wearing face masks, but we cannot purchase any masks in March and April. So this kind of disruption of supply chain showed the signage to revert to the traditional, how can I say, domestic industrial structure.
Wow. And so, and are the Japanese government's plans in this direction as well?
No, not
Restart the
yet,
economy.
not yet. Yeah, so Japanese government is very busy to prevent the coronavirus, and also they have economic boost package. But I expect the government to show the brighter future after the crisis. We say DC and AC discussions. We are lack of AC discussions after Corona discussions.
Yes, yes, after Corona. All right. Well, we'll wait to see what happens AC, Co, won't we?